What's up? Happy Saturday to you. Hope you are doing well. My name's Rick Beta, and this is another installment of Better Late Than Never. Yes, I kind of did a spin off of my regular show. So every Saturday, what I've been doing is trying to catch up on a lot of videos from 2012 to 2015, right around the time when my kids are born. So I got a little behind. So now's the time to catch up. So this week, I checked out Five Borough's Join or Die, and that is from 2012. Let's jump right in. So, Join or Die premiered on February 16th, 2012 in New York City and online February 24th. So, yeah, seems like so long. If you think about it, 2012 seems like forever. So long ago. And people stood out in the rain for hours for this event. And even rumor has it there was a Ron Chapman sighting. So, I don't know. Where's that guy these days? I haven't heard too much or his name being brought up too much, but I just thought I'd mention that. But anyways, it had been also a solid 8 years since word of mouth. So fans obviously of the brand were stoked to say the least. And it clocked in at about 24 minutes. So I think 24 minutes is like a perfect length. It had the just right amount of true New York skating, which everyone wanted, and it's mostly tech skating. No kind of big tricks, big guns, stuff like that. No circus tricks. It was all like just the crew and literally the whole crew. They had everybody, like even if it was one trick and two montages. So it was jam packed for 24 minutes. So, and one thing I did notice is on the footage, they had some like kind of like bird's eye view overall, of the overall team a couple times, and it reminded me of DGK's Parental Advisor, which I reviewed, a couple weeks back. Or was it last week? I can't remember, but I was just like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. It's the overview and kind of the rooftop shot was a nice addition. So it was just very interesting. I thought I'd note that. So, but the title of the film, of course, is inspired by Benjamin Franklin, who wrote the phrase, as first kind of like a political cartoon, of the snake broken into 8 pieces. But I like how they incorporated that. But could it be that Lil Wayne had some influence on that matter as well? So more on that later. So just wanted to start with that. So right from the start, they had a bunch of quick edits. I kind of got the Thrashing vibe with the pushes and the angles. The Miles Davis music worked. It was great. And then it got nuts like 50 seconds in. So here are some notes that I took along the way. Willie Akers, rocking to the Bad Brains track. Nice. Perfect match. And of course, flexing his guns. I'm flexing mine right now. I don't have a crew pigeon tat though. But yeah, showing off that tat. I saw it. I noted it. And he was throwing snowballs at cabs. And one of the cabs I noticed had an Entourage ad. So I was like, yeah, that's right. Entourage was like the big thing back in the day. I did watch that show, by the way. If you haven't, maybe it's quarantine. You can check it out. I enjoyed it. But peep that near missile at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. That was close. Almost had a cameraman / skater collision. Would have been curtains for both of them. But, they pulled it off. So that was good. But mainly, I just put in with an exclamation point, that ender though, very cool, very very cool. And actually his part was my favorite. I love his style. I mean, dude just rips. So, and he's just it makes sense that he's on that team. And actually he could have easily taken final part as well with the footage he provided. So Danny Falla, of course, another standout for me. Also, I'm flexing, showed us his crew pigeon. Yeah. But I put in my notes, I always get a weird kind of like Daewon vibe from him, and it really stood out in this video. Some key tricks like stood out. I'm like, dude, he's got such a similar style and trick selection to Daewon. So many similarities, and I had to mention that. I was like, what? And seeing him do that, he literally made that cab driver stop at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. I had to note that too. That cabbie was like, nope, I've seen this before. I'm not gonna move forward. I'm gonna let this guy rolling through, move along now. But yeah, and also too, great save from the cameraman. That fall at 5 minutes 23 seconds, no cameras were harmed. So, but yeah, Danny Falla. I mean, just day one vibes all the time with that guy. I mean, look at some of the tricks that he does, and tell me if you agree or you think otherwise. But that's the vibe I got. So, and Sylvester Eduardo, I put down dude did 3 front threes in his part. One key one, of course, he did one into a moving CRV. The other one over a rail. Yeah, I think the third one he did like over a street gap or something like that. But 3 front threes. I noticed that. And I think he's probably the only dude that left on the team that does not have a Five Borough tattoo at all. I don't even know if he has tattoos, period, but I know for sure, at least from what I recall, he does not have a Five Borough tattoo at all. So figure he's just he's going to be the last one to get it. Jimmy McDonald, he killed his part, as expected. I enjoyed his song selection as well, but in my notes, I just put that ender. That's all I got to say. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's been a while, go watch it as well. And Dan Pencil, his Dire Straits song, of course, it worked for me, but it had been used before in the past. I had to do a little research on it because I'm like, wait a minute, that's who? So it was James Qua. He's back in the mid-90s. So yeah, these things happen, right? I'm shrugging. I still don't think, though, that anyone's used Safety Dance. I don't know. I think that one's still available. Just saying. Solid part, though. And Joe Tukmanian, a.k.a. Tube Steak. He had the final part, and dude slayed it. Great song, too. He was rocking to the Rolling Stones' Jumpin' Jack Flash. Not too many writers can get away with that song. If you think about it, it's kind of it's got the nice beat and the bass, but I don't know. It worked, but I just think, not too many people could pull off that song. So great song. And of course, I had to note, controversial grind alert at 19 minutes and 56 seconds. I'm just going to leave it at that. And also, too, what was up with that guy? He was trying to dump, like, water or pee or something on him. Doesn't he know that Joe's got, like, a wicked karate kick and can take him down? I was like, well, I want to know more about that. So maybe there's some B-roll or something I could look up and find out what happened with that. And, of course, the soundtrack. I like the soundtrack because, for one, regardless of the Dire Straits dupe, that's fine. Those things happen. But I like the eclectic mix. There are a couple, even the DGK video, it was all rap and hip hop. That's fine. But I like a mixture of different vibes, and I think there should be more reggae in songs. I think, speaking of Daywan, I think Daywan, just kind of going sidetrack for a minute. Didn't Daywan want a reggae song in his part, but then they gave him a hip hop song, a rap song? I can't remember what it is, but I'm like, damn, we don't hear enough reggae in songs. Maybe, it's a tough one to do as well. If you think about it, there's probably not a lot of good songs that'll stand out that are really popular, but I don't know. Back on track. I just figured I'd mention that because it just popped in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. I think Daywan tried to get some reggae and he got just the axe. So the soundtrack worked for me. There was, during the credits, if you watch, there was a Lil Wayne sighting, like I mentioned, and he too has a Five Borough. He's at the crew pigeon, but it's on his face. That is like dedication. So, yeah, but to me, though, I think it sounds like he helped name the video because that's what he said. He said, Five Borough, join or die. I'm like, okay, did they name that after what he said? Or did they told him, hey, say this? I don't know. Just something to think. Or was it Benjamin Franklin all along? Who inspired it? That's the question. I'm just, vocalizing it. So, but overall, great video, great vibe. Five Borough's been around since 1996, so they have been around. They survive. It's not cheap to live in New York. It's not cheap to operate in New York. So I know they're working out like a literal small studio. I think Jenkum did like a video on them not too long ago, and just kind of an update. So yeah, they're still out there grinding, doing the work. That's a long time, 1996. So well done, guys. Well done, team. And give this one, if you haven't seen it yet, it's 24 minutes. It's not going to kill you. Not going to hurt you, And you'll know, I think you'll know right after, the first 10 minutes, if it's going to be a good vibe for you. It worked for me. So, like I said, if you haven't seen it in a while too, revisit it. It still holds up to this day. So that's all I got for this video. It was great. The Five Borough brand, like I said, they're one of the OGs in the game. They're still doing it. So let me know your thoughts or not. I will talk to you again on Tuesday when I have another episode of the No Manga Podcast. So I appreciate you tuning in. Later.
Five Borough, join or die.